Hello again, all Life Path number 7s. This is your February reading for 2020. A little bit of a different layout. You can now see the cards as I place them on the desk here. We've got 4 extra cards for extra messages. One from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which will be an extra message on top of the main reading here. And we have 3 cards over here for a love reading now. I'm using my trusty Archangel Power Tarot cards for the main reading. We've picked your cards already, and the pendulum has anyway. And let's see what we get for the month of February. Before I do that though, I've been asked to say a small spiel. If the messages don't resonate with you, leave them for somebody else in love and light. And what messages do resonate with you, accept with love and light. Okay, so if these messages are either going to resonate, it's for you. If it's not for you, just leave it for somebody else, because it'll be for somebody else for the Life Path number 7. Right, I'm going to go ahead and place your cards down. We're going to do horseshoe spread. Hopefully it's in camera. So we have the 4 of Michael, the 4 of Ariel, King of Raphael, Major Arcana card, New Beginnings. We have the Peace card as a Major Arcana card. We have the Ace of Raphael, and we have the Magician. It's a Major Arcana card. And we have the 5 of Gabriel as the Center card. It's also your first card, and that is the first card is always the most telling. I'm also going to turn over these other cards that were picked. We have Loyal Heart is the Oracle, Wisdom of the Oracle card message. These are your love cards. We have the Ace of Cups, the 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. So I can clarify those cards as need be too, and I can also clarify the main spread here. I'm just getting an overall picture of what's going on here. We're going to start with this main card here in the centre, which is the 5 of Gabriel. We have had this card a few times before. 5 of Gabriel is a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the dramas of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. Especially with this card here, there's a woman sitting with a table full of puzzle pieces in front of her, and she has the lovely Archangel Gabriel handing her the puzzle pieces of her life, if you like. So this is where we're at the moment. We're in a brand new year, or the beginning of a brand new year, and in a brand new 10-year cycle. So we've just come out of a 10-year cycle. There's been eclipses, all sorts of things that have been playing their part in people's lives. The Capricorn, we had the Capricorn eclipse, which is all to do with jobs, businesses, all that sort of type thing, things going on in the outer world. And we had the Cancer one in January on, what was the 10th of January in the sign of Cancer. They had the eclipse there as well. So this is where we're at. We're at the sort of the middle stages sort of thing, but it's only the beginning of the year. And this is you putting your year together maybe. This is the puzzle pieces of this next year coming up. Is the 5. 5 is also a very scattered number. And so I'm just looking down here at your other cards here. You've got a couple of 4s over here. I'll see where they pull off on this card anyway. But that 5 is you putting puzzle pieces together for your next year. Your past card here is the 4 of Michael, and I can relate to this one. This is one of the lower chakra cards, if you like. It's not the main chakra card. You've only got 4 chakra colours up here. So if you're drawn to any one of those colours, that's the base chakra, solar plexus, I think that's heart chakra. We could have these actually ran the wrong way. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, third eye, and that might be your throat chakra, I think. Heart chakra's green, so that one's not there. You're also lacking a little bit of sleep. You need to get a little bit more sleep. Maybe go out in nature as well, as in this is depicted in nature, to rebalance yourself. I'm going to read what it says at the bottom. Insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. On a few of these videos, I've had to remind people that we're only at the beginning of a 10-year cycle, and so there's no rush, okay? Depending on what year you're in, sort of type thing, as in your personal year. This is not a rush. It's, you know, the sun will come up tomorrow, sort of type thing. So it's kind of telling me that you need to concentrate on your health at the moment as well. Stress, it's always a stressful time, you know, there's expectations at the beginning of the year, that sort of thing. You know, we keep thinking, oh, it's a new year and all this is going to happen and blah, blah, blah. We try to burn the candle at both ends as well. So this is just saying that you do have the time, okay? You might have to put a few things on the back burner. This is not a hurried card. Sometimes, especially with health, I can relate to this one being a life path number 7 as well. Healing takes time, and it's basically up to you, basically. But like I said, might be a little bit of chakra work to do as well if you're drawn to one of those colours on that card. It is to do with that chakra that may be out of balance. It could be all of those chakras that are out of balance. So you might have to do a little bit of chakra healing, and it's pretty easy. Go on to, there's a lot of YouTube channels that talk about chakra work, how to rebalance the chakras to get them spinning in the right direction again. You can play chakra meditation music, can rebalance them. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of easy ways these days without me going and telling a great big spiel about it. But this is definitely, you know, look after number 1 at the moment. You know, you're your first priority at the moment. You need to correct all this type of thing. Your present card is another 4. It's the 4 of Ariel, okay? It says, when you give, you also receive, being resistant to change and extremes in how you spend or save money. And this could be kind of, you know, where this card is coming in. This is putting the puzzle pieces together on your budget or your finances. This could be putting the pieces together, not just for your year ahead. It's always good to have a plan sort of type thing. But this is just a cautionary thing saying, you know, finances might not be where you want them to be at the moment. Especially we've just come out of Christmas, New Year's, you know, holiday, all that sort of type thing. People are getting back to work. Just, you know, save more than you're spending. If you don't have the cash to buy something, don't go and put it on a credit card. And this is just saying, you know, redo your budget, all that sort of type thing. That's part of the puzzle pieces here. Look at your budget sort of thing. This might be some of the reason why you're a little bit stressed out at the moment as well. But yeah, I'm just looking at these cards down here because you've got a good card that's coming up in this path to follow. So we'll just move straight down the road here. We've got the King of Raphael. It says, warm, generous, honourable and refined. Yes, it's safe to trust, the ability to accomplish many things. Sorry, I'm just picking up some cards here. The ability to accomplish many things at once, follow your creative passions. And so there's many things at once that you're dealing with, especially with that 5 of Gabriel here. This is the ability to accomplish anything that you want as well. It's quite a watery card, this one. It's quite a Neptunian card. It looks like Neptune coming out of the ocean with his big scepter sort of type thing. But like, these cards are saying, you need to look after yourself. You need to have a plan of action because it's only a 4. You want to hit the 5 next. This is budgeting. This is getting all these puzzle pieces, all ducks in a row, that sort of type thing. So I'll hold them up a little bit further because they have that writing down the bottom now on YouTube. But yeah, this is maybe why this is happening at the moment. It's kind of stressing you out a little bit. You're sort of struggling to put all these puzzle pieces together, but information will be given to you if you ask for it. But this card here, I mean, it's quite a good card, but this is your future card. You're going to have it all done. You're going to complete all the tasks that you need to do. And yes, maybe it's got creative down there and it just sort of jumped out at me. Maybe you might have to be a little bit creative with your budget. I'm just sort of looking down the thing, but definitely, if there's cards, the strongest card on it, you're putting together plans for the future sort of type thing for your year ahead, maybe might be even a 5-year plan. But it's definitely you're into new beginnings because this is your best path to follow. New beginnings is with Archangel Jeremiah. It says starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And so this could be reviewing the past as well. What worked, what didn't work in life, in your, excuse me, what didn't work, what puzzle pieces do you need to rearrange to get it to work. This is starting and finding, a new way of doing things. It's the beginning, the beginning of a new year. Well, kind of reasonably into the beginning. It's only February. This is, a reading for February. But, what do we need to do to put all these puzzle pieces in place? This is new beginnings. Needs to be a new way of looking at it, sort of thing. It's starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And so, things don't always work out that we've done in the past. We need to find a new way of doing things. Take the set that I've had to do because I want the camera actually pointing down to the cards and down to the table. I had to figure it out. I had to rearrange things around so we can do it like this. You've also got me on camera, but you've also got the cards. I don't have to, hold the numbers up. As you all know, I've had a shoulder operation, which, it's still a bit stiff sort of type thing. So I've had to learn how to work around, not having a shoulder or an arm that works, 100%. These are all the puzzle pieces. This is what I'm talking about. What in your life is not working for you at the moment? What needs to be reviewed and some other way of, working. And it kind of has, keep jumping at, that's like a family scene. What in your family isn't working? Is there a better option that can be worked, in your home life? Not just career, this is home life as well. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, a lot of things basically, have ended. We've ended a 2019. We've ended a 10-year cycle. We've ended a 500-year cycle. There's a lot of things, these eclipses, all that sort of type thing. This new cycle that we're in, these new beginnings, is going to take another 10 years to play out. We're at the beginning of that. So we've got a new beginnings card. This is our best path to follow. What do we need to let go of to get that new beginning in life? It needs to be a review of the past as well as where we are at the present for our new beginning sort of thing, because this is our best path to follow. We need to find that purpose. Our purposes might have changed, the years changed. There might be new resolutions, new intentions that you want to, bring in. All this has to be worked into the scenario. Again, these are all puzzle pieces we're putting in place at the moment. This is, writing out our wishes and intentions. New moon wishes and intentions. We've got a new moon up on the 25th of January. I'm doing this on the 23rd of January. There's a new set of intentions and wish lists coming in there. Write them out to the universe, make them strong and positive, and your answers are going to come because the puzzle pieces are coming to you. If the universe doesn't know what you want, you're just basically leaving it up to fate, I know a lot of people do that. They leave it to fate and chance sort of type thing, but if the universe doesn't know what you want, what's in your puzzle pieces here? What are these puzzle pieces down here? Do you even know? What do you want in life? Do you want to change your life? Do you want to change your job? Do you want to change whatever situation, what intentions did you have at New Year's sort of type thing? Although I'm not a great person to have New Year's intentions because they never work, but I do them on the moons because the moons are quite powerful. So anyway, new beginnings, that's your best path to follow. Find those new beginnings. Finding your purpose and reviewing your past, what's worked, what hasn't worked. Your environments card here is the peace card, and it's a major arcana card. I think we've had this one. I think we had this one in January or in December. I'm not sure. We get this one quite a bit. This is with Archangel Azrael. It says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Especially once you've done your new beginnings, you've put this puzzle piece to go, then be done with it. You don't have to keep going over it and reviewing it and all that sort of type thing, You've put it out there to the universe, which is basically saying, I've put it out there, I've done it, then forget about it. Let go and let go. Move on sort of type thing, There's a big wide world out there to live, Enjoy your life, all that sort of type thing. Universe then knows what you want, so let go and let the universe do its job. This is how you manifest. If you keep ticking over in your brain, I need this to happen and I need that to happen and I want this to happen and all of my wishes sort of type thing. If you keep rehashing it, you keep changing it, the universe gets confused too. Well, I thought you said you wanted that. I thought you said you wanted that. They're going to give you something, especially, stay positive sort of type thing, but you need to let it go. Once you've written it down, especially writing it down on a piece of paper, you can just file it in the drawer, whatever. Let go and let God. Let the universe do its job after that, then they know what you want, So, and just be careful what you wish for as well, because if you're not specific, if you're on the negative side too, if you keep thinking negative things, new beginnings don't happen on negative things, You think negatively, you're going to get the negative. But I don't think you will. Universe has a way of its own timing as well. So if it didn't happen last year, maybe it'll happen, with these new beginnings. But yeah, just put it out there to the universe what you want. And it could be part of why you're, stressing about things is because it hasn't happened yet. But just have that faith, let go and let God, and be at peace with it. You've put it out there. Your hopes and fears card here is a very good card, and it's a new beginning as well. It's the Ace of Raphael, and this can be anything from new jobs, new relationships, anything that's positive. Okay, and I did say something about being positive before. Anything you're wanting, be positive about it, that you can actually have it, It says a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So these are all these things that, maybe we're kind of stressing about as well, because this is in the hopes and fears card, okay? You can either hope this happens or you can fear that it won't happen, okay? You put it out there to the universe, be at peace with it, that this will happen. Have faith that this will happen. Let go and let God. Or let go and let the universe, whatever you want to, whatever your belief is. Because there's another major arcana card as your final outcome here, and it's the Magician. We have every single thing we need laid in front of us to manifest the life that we want. The negative side of the Magician is that we can't sit on our backsides and just expect things to happen. We still have to, try and make things happen. We still have to go and take chances on things. I'm going to read what it says. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. That's what I mean. We've got the help of the universe here with these new beginnings. It's our best path to follow. And with the Magician card here, we have the tool belt to make our life and put our life and this puzzle piece together to where we want to go, sort of type thing. The universe can't do it all by itself. We actually have to go and take those steps forward in a new direction or a new beginning, putting this plan together, putting the puzzle pieces together. But don't get me wrong in intentions and wish lists and all that sort of type thing. You still have to do the work, okay? You have to put one foot in front of the other and, manifest still. But once you've manifested, you let go and let God, okay? You might be looking for a new relationship. You might be looking for a new job. I am going to pull a clarifying card on the Magician, mate. What's in your heart? This is a brand new year. What do you want to create? What are those puzzle pieces that you want to put in place for this new beginning? I'm just going to... Okay. And like I said, it's up to us to do it. It's the Emperor card. It's another major arcana card. We're the emperor of our own lives, if you like. And we have to make this happen, sort of thing. Well, not sort of thing, it is. The Emperor card is quite a card of being very straightforward in what you want, and very analytical and blunt. And if something, if something's not right, you change it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You're the emperor of your own life. This is quite a high up position sort of thing as well. This is not just somebody being willy-nilly and changing their minds every 5 seconds. This emperor got to be the emperor by being a little bit straightforward and blunt and having very strong boundaries, all this sort of type thing of what you want to create in your life. Again, I'm going to come back to the style of Gabriel. This puzzle piece here has to be put together in a way that suits your life, your new path. You're the number 7. Yes, you have other people in your life, but they will also, what's the word I want to, they're also going to gain if you are taking the best foot, you're putting your best foot forward every time, with this new beginning. Even if this is a 10-year plan, this could be setting the stage for your next 10 years, you need to be the emperor, you need to be the boss of your own life. It says at the bottom, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation and ambitious plans. That's a pretty ambitious puzzle there too. I wouldn't try and attempt that puzzle, it's way too big. But this is it. You have an ambitious plan, and it all revolves around being stable and efficient, Again, coming back to the Four of Ariel here, this is what you need in your finances, stability and efficiency. Probably in your health as well, stability and efficiency. Put that down now. I am going to pull one more card. He's sticking out to me. And there you go. Ace of Michael. Ace of Michael is Ace of Swords in the normal tarot. I particularly like this ace because it cuts out all the BS or the bullshit, if you like, excuse the French. This is cutting straight to the, especially with the Emperor card here, this is cutting out all the bullshit, all the paths that don't lead to what you want, all the BS that you've had to put up with in the past 10 years even. This is the sword of truth, if you like, with Archangel Michael. He gets straight to the point. I'm going to read what it says at the bottom. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. Just remember, at the moment, you're sitting at an emperor. The emperor's got a lot of power behind him. And this could be you cutting through all the bullshit that has happened maybe in the last 10 years. So you don't have to bring it into, all these new plans that we've got, this new beginning that we're headed towards. Yeah, that's about all I want to say on those cards, but definitely that's a good card. That's the best card that even myself, I would expect with an emperor. This is the sword of truth. This is cutting out what worked, what didn't work. No false sort of embellishments sort of thing. Where you want to go from here for the next 10 years, next year even. Just, it doesn't have to be even that far in the distance that we're thinking. This puzzle piece basically is, this could be a 5-year plan because it's a 5. This could be a 5-month plan. The eclipses are in effect for 6 months, and so by the end of the eclipses, I think we're going to have all this puzzle piece put together. I'm hoping it's not going to take that long because you've got some pretty powerful cards here, especially with the Magician, but we can manifest the life that we want. Even this is sort of calling in relationships as well. This is new feelings and romantic, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships. So this is bringing everything into it. It's not just your career. This is, your partnerships with people. Let's just say, be it that you might be married, you might be engaged, you might be single. This is kind of across the board. So, especially with the Ace of Michael here, this is putting up the boundaries, all this sort of type thing where you want to go. What are you going to put up with, for the next 10 years? What aren't you going to put up with for the next 10 years? These are all about boundaries, and with the Emperor here, he's a pretty staunch dude. And this is what we're going to have to be, is pretty staunch on where we're going now in the next 10 years. But I'll leave that one there. I'm going to go to your Wisdom of the Oracle card here, because it's a very good card, and it's a loyal heart. It's telling, this card says that you are a loyal heart. Be loyal to your own heart as well. Be loyal to your own path in life, This is loyalty to yourself, what kind of life do you want, Be loyal to yourself first, and everything else will be falling into place, especially this puzzle. It's what you want, not what everybody else wants, I know a lot of number 7s, they tend to put themselves out there and help a lot of people, and they put themselves a little bit down here. They're only too willing to help everybody else, and when it comes to themselves, they haven't got any energy left for themselves. This is definitely, you're loyal to your friendships, your relationships, your family, all this sort of type thing. And so this needs to now sort of be you being a little bit loyal to yourself as well. Stop putting everybody else first. Right, I'm just going to pop those cards over because I'm going to bring these cards over. And this one here is for your love relationship. This is where we're at the moment. The first cup you got, which is a exact same card as the Ace of Raphael. This is the Ace of Cups here. This is telling me, you know, you've got it doubled up here. That there actually could be, if you're single at the moment, there could be a relationship on its way for you. If you have a look down here as well, this is like the eye of God sort of type thing, who's shining his light down and into this cup, into your soul, if you like, with, you know, like it said on this card here, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insight, a positive new experience. You then get the Ace of Cups in your love life as well. If you are attached or married or in a relationship, committed relationship, this is actually quite a good card to have because it means, you know, there's still a passion there. The passion could be actually reignited. You have got, though, I'm just going to get rid of that card. You have got the Eight of Swords here, though. The Eight of Swords is feeling a little bit like you're bound and stuck in something that you can't change. You can't change your habits. You can't. New beginnings here, that you can't rearrange something in your relationship, that you can't unbind yourself, sort of thing, that you need to go down a new track, even in a relationship, to bring the maybe the spice back into your life. Especially with the Eight of Cups, it's a new beginning. Aces are always new beginnings in a relationship, in any situation, and you've got two of them in your main spread in here. We've also got another card here, which we have in the main spread, is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is, especially in this particular deck, it's out of the sheath. It's been all cleaned up and it's ready to cut through anything that you can't, especially with the Eight of Swords here. A little bit of the drama or whatever in a relationship that you don't feel like you can be free of. Doing things the same old way, feeling a little bit stuck in a relationship. This is the sort of truth, okay? So you need to look at the truth of the matter and see where the relationship is. I'm going to pull some clarifying cards though on these. And I'm going to use the same deck, the Gilded Tarot. So just going back there, you've got the Ace of Michael or the Ace of Swords, you've got the Ace of Cups here or Ace of Raphael, you've also got it in your love reading, and so that's why it's come up in your main spread. A clarifying please on the three cards. Especially that Eight of Swords, it's feeling as though, I'll take those ones, I won't take those. The Hierophant, so it is about a relationship, okay? This is generally, the Hierophant is about marriage, like a committed relationship sort of type thing. I'll take another card. Nope. I've got two cards. Okay. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Ace of Swords. We then have the Hierophant. This is talking about a committed relationship sort of type thing, and needing, especially with that Eight of Swords, needing to alter it somehow because you're feeling a little bit trapped, a little bit like you're needing to sort of cut the dead wood out of the relationship sort of type thing, especially with the Ace of Swords there, that can sort of be the scenario. I then pulled the relationships card, the Two of Cups, okay? And you've also got the King of Wands here, which means, you know, what you're looking for is a bit of fiery passion in that relationship still. Trying to find that fiery passion, you know, what it was like when you first met, sort of type thing, you know, when you first meet a partner, sort of type thing, you know, you have all the heart flutters and all that sort of type thing. You know, you want that positive emotional experience again, you want to ignite a fire in it. Definitely with the King of Wands here, it's the fire suit. There's that passion, there's that, you know, feeling of, put those ones down, you know, your relationship sort of type thing. This is the soulmates card as well, so if you are single, you might actually meet your soulmate, could be coming in, especially with cards like this. You know, you've got the Ace of Cups here, especially with the Hierophant here. This is all about traditional, like church weddings, all that sort of type thing, traditional relationships. Need I say more? You know, you've got your passion, you've got the, you know, where you both want to go. You know, it could be a long-term committed relationship. There's the passion in the relationship. You've got the soulmates card. You've also got the Ace of Cups here, you know. This is the beginning of a relationship if you're single, so that could be coming in too, especially because of that card there, the soulmates card. Not that I'm big on soulmates and that, because they're one of the hardest relationships to handle. But sometimes we have to go through soulmate relationships. Some last, some don't. But usually a soulmate is there to teach you something, to bring out the best in you, and vice versa, you bring out the best in them. If you can work on that basis, like I said, soulmate relationships aren't easy. They're always the hardest ones. But definitely there's passion there, there's the fire in this relationship, and there's the commitment sort of thing. So definitely, you know, it's time to step it up in a relationship. Maybe you need to go out on some date nights and that sort of type thing. Find passion in your life. If you've been with your partner for a long time, it's extremely hard to do. We all get stuck in a rut, and we come home from work, all that sort of type thing. We get stuck in a rut and we don't do things, or your partner goes out and does something and you go the opposite way. You know, you need to sort of step out of that sort of type thing. But there's a conversation here that you probably need to have with your partner as well, with the Ace of Swords. Some truths have to come out here that you're actually feeling like that, so you can both work on so that you can both work on this relationship. You know, it's not just a one-sided thing. Relationship takes two people. If only one person is working on it, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. You need both parties, both people working on the relationship. So, you know, you're bringing this, you know, commitment back to your relationship, to each other. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. But, you know, just remember this card here too. This is two people, loyal hearts. Okay, if I can find it. This is two people here, loyal hearts. Okay, so it's a pretty good love reading, really. But we'll leave that there. The table looks like a mess. Never mind. It was a good reading, guys. But anyway, I hope that's helped you. If you're feeling a little bit stuck on these puzzle pieces in life, whatever, you know where to reach me. Sun, Moon, Tarot and Numerology, or sunmoontarot.co.nz is my website. You can always message me there for a private reading, and we can help you put these puzzle pieces together. So, well, I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you for March's readings, if not before, for personal readings. Love and light, guys.